that you have a copy of those minutes which you were basing your return on. Do you have them right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, could we have sight of them?
Can you refer to a specific paragraph?
Okay, so I have minutes here that say they are from the Human Resources and General Purpose Committee of the 8th of June and 2023. Are those the minutes that you're referring to?
Yes, sir.
So on what day?
8th of June of 2023. I'll give you back your copy so that you refer to the relevant portion that you say empowered you to seek your return to the City Council.
Yeah, on the 8th of June 2023, the Human Resources and General Purposes Committee of the Seat of Harare set, and the heading of that item was resumption of duty by the Director of Works and the Director of Housing and Community Services. And I will jump to the resolution. I will not go through the discussions. The resolution will then impact on others. The committee had recommended to Council that Council Item 7.2 dated 22 April 2022 regarding noting of the ministerial directive from the Honorable Minister of Local Government and Public Works barring all employees with pending court cases from reporting for duty be and is hereby rescinded. That any decision inconsistent with the recommendation 2 above is hereby rescinded in as far as inconsistencies exist. Then this minute was taken to the full council, which said on 20 June 2023. When the council deliberated on that matter, they then came with this resolution. Council also resolved that the acting director of Harare Water is it the correct one? No. Right. My apologies, I was reading a different one. The full council resolved that recommendations in item 4 were amended as follows. That is the resolution that I have mentioned there. By the deletion of recommendations 4.2 and 4.3 and substituting them with the following recommendations as 4.2 and 4.3. 4.2, that pending the meeting with the Minister of Local Government and Public Works, the issue be dealt with on a case-by-case basis by the town clerk and relevant heads of department for lower grade employees from grade 6 up to grade 16. That's what the committee then, the full council then recommended. That's how other people who were not in the report that was considered by the HR committee were then incorporated. Thank you.
I don't have a copy, but I will propose that it be noted that the minutes of the Human Resources Committee and the minutes of... No, they are actually being photocopied.
No, but do you want to do this? You want to do it now?
Yes, I want to do it now. Now, first of all, you will agree with me that in these minutes that you have just presented to us, which have been accepted as exhibits, the full council, the city council, acting through its bodies, the Human Resources Committee, and the full council itself, were engaging in actions that were illegal, as they are contrary to a ministerial directive that was issued on the issue that was being discussed.
Yes, I agree. And in those minutes, even the chamber secretary advised the HR committee as well as the full council that this is inconsistent with the directive from the ministry. And it was noted by council that the chamber secretary had made reservations on the resolutions they were going to make.
Both the human resources and the full council?
Yes, the full council considered the HR committee minutes where the chamber secretary had made reservations. That was the first resolution. He made a reservation that it was illegal. But they went on to make their resolutions.
And so from that period on, the city council has proceeded on this illegal platform, knowing fully well that it is illegal, and having received advice from the acting town clerk that that was an illegal path.
Yes.
Before you came in to give evidence, we received evidence from a host of council officials and councillors. We received evidence from the acting chamber secretary. We received evidence from the town clerk. We received evidence from the chairman of the Human Resources Committee. And we received evidence from the audit chairman, audit committee chairman. None of them professed any knowledge about the circumstances of your reinstatement. In fact, all of them, to a man, gave evidence in this commission that they were unaware of the circumstances surrounding your so-called reinstatement. Are you able to tell this commission why that would be so? Because you have presented these minutes and they appear authentic. Why is it none of them are prepared to vouch for their existence?
Thank you. I'm not sure why, but I can only make an opinion that maybe it's a well-calculated move to get me out of the system, because these minutes are authentic.
Now, why would they want to get you out of the system? Because these are the very same people who actually broke the law to ensure your reinstatement.
The reinstatement was not specifically for me. It was for a lot of employees of council. Maybe I just benefited for those who were really supposed to come back.
But in your own evidence, you then engaged the city council about the re-engagement of others, arguing that you should be re-engaged, notwithstanding that your cases were pending. And according to your evidence, you actually received no resistance from city council. They engaged you. A committee was set to discuss your grievances, which committee ultimately agreed that an amount of just over 100,000 USD be paid back to you as a result, as compensation for salary arrears. So the point that I'm making is that they did actively act in your interest, these councillors and officials.
Yes, the resolution also assisted me to come back to council. But the appointment letters for the negotiating committee, which were signed by the mayor, is the one who appointed this committee, was very clear in terms of the terms of reference, that council had noted that my salary was unprocedurally stopped. So it was a fact which they could not deny that I had not resigned.
Well, this was not an issue of just the reinstatement of your salary arrears. It was your reinstatement at work, despite a ministerial directive.
Yes, council can answer, because I'm not the one who made this resolution. When it was made, I was out of the system. I only came when these resolutions had been made. I had an interest in saving the ratepayers. That's why I came back to work.
Now we understand from the same officials.
You have the money. Were you not supposed to have the money to come? Because you believe in your own money.
Yes, sir. I didn't get your question clearly.
See, you say you went back to order to save the ratepayers. Right?
Yes, sir.
But was it not the financial benefits emanating from the illegal registration?
Yes, indeed. As I save the residents, I also get my dues for my sweat.
No, but you were requesting back pay. You were being paid for a period that you were resting at home, for whatever reason, when you were not serving ratepayers.
Yes. Other directors who had been suspended together with me were being paid during that time. Their salaries were never stopped. So I was entitled to the salaries and benefits for that particular period.
Yes, the point being you and your fellow directors were more interested in your own personal circumstances as opposed to the interests of the ratepayers, as you sought to be paid and were indeed paid for periods that you were not rendering service to the council.
It is council which placed these members on suspension, or it was not suspension, on leave with pay and benefits. So at that particular time, council was paying 2 people for one particular director's post. The one who had been arrested and sitting at home, and the one who remained acting in that particular post, both were being paid all that period.
Was that proper?
It was improper. But it's the decision of council.
You would agree with me then that, to put it lightly, the city council is guilty of gross imprudence in financial management. In that whilst the same city council is unable to provide basic services like refuse collection, etc., the same council was quite comfortable in disbursing these double salaries of substantial amounts to officials who were not giving any service to the council.
Yes, that is anomalous.
Now, if you were asked to suggest what censure should be visited on the council for this gross financial improvements, what would you suggest?
I suggest that council be given an opportunity to answer why they were acting in the manner they acted. And when they've explained, corrective measures can be done by the powers that be.
You may not be aware, but in terms of the Companies and Other Business Entities Act, directors who...
Maybe it was just, I'm not sure of the reason why he didn't, but maybe it was an omission, or he was fearful to an extent of not remembering what had transpired in council.
Fearful of you?
Of the commission.
Why would you fear the commission? All the commission was asking was circumstances of your alleged reinstating. Is it not in fact more probable that retired Major Marara, he was fearful of you?
No. It was an omission that he made, and if the commission is not satisfied why he didn't produce this evidence, the commission is at liberty to call him back and present to him these minutes and see how he responds.
It was not an omission. He denied any knowledge of it, as did all the witnesses that gave evidence in this matter, who would have known about this. I'm talking about the acting chamber secretary, I'm talking about the human resources chairperson, I'm talking about the audit committee chairperson, the human resources chairperson is a highly educated chap who was once a principal of a tertiary institution. And yet he professed ignorance as to the circumstances of your alleged reinstatement.
As for the chairperson of the Human Resources and General Purposes Committee, by the time this happened, he was not yet a councillor. He only came in after the general elections. And I'm not surprised that he may not have known what had happened.
Oh no, he made reference to minutes of meetings that happened before his tenure.
I don't know why they were avoiding these minutes. I really don't. I'm wondering why they avoided talking about these minutes, because these are the circumstances under which I came back to council. And they are authentic, these minutes. They are there, they are kept by council.
Now, the The town clerk, as I've indicated, you gave evidence. This commission is currently on suspension. And the rationale for his not being allowed to be at work and to be on suspension is the ministerial directive that bars persons who have criminal charges from performing their duties at City Council. Are you aware of those circumstances?
Yes, I am aware that the town clerk is on suspension for the reason that there is this ministerial directive.
Now,
But the problem I am seeing is council is selectively applying the law. Because there are other directors who are at work right now who have got pending cases. But it's only the town clerk and recently a few other managers who have been suspended on the basis of this ministerial directive. So council is applying it selectively. I don't know why they are doing that.
this selective application benefited you and others, but is disadvantaging the town clerk and the other directors that you refer to at the moment.
By the time the resolution was made, it benefited everyone, including the town clerk. But the town clerk was later on suspended at a later date. When all senior managers had returned to work, he was later on arrested and he was suspended. Basing on this.
On the same directive that had been rescinded by council?
Yes.
It would appear from me, from your evidence, that
council has got power to make resolutions which impact on us as workers. And those are the resolutions that guide us. Because when they make a resolution, and if you don't implement it, you can be fired.
what I'm referring to is the fact that they disregard ministerial directives, re-employ workers that they are not permitted to re-employ in terms of the directive, and then when it suits them, they quote the same ministerial directive. Recklessness and lawlessness, a shambles. I'm only getting these conclusions from your evidence.
Yes, indeed. I don't know why they selectively apply the law, or to choose certain directives to obey, or to choose times when to obey certain directives, and choose when not to abide by them. They may answer for themselves.
The question